Jordan Davis has been activated and he could play this week versus the Titans, and we're going to need him going up against Derrick Henry in that run game. Dallas Goedert is eyeing a Week 15 return, and Jalen Hurts, our QB1, won NFC Player of the Week. But is he the MVP? We'll see. What's up, gang? This is Bry with Eagles Real Talk. The flyest covering the Eagles on YouTube. Thank you for joining me today. As you heard, Jordan Davis may return. I can't wait for Dallas Goedert to be back because I miss that man in our offense. But before we get into all that, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a like and a comment on this video. Let's get into it. Okay, so it's not official unless Adam Schefter tweets it, and he tweeted, Eagles now have opened the 21-day practice window for DT Jordan Davis. He could play as soon as Sunday versus the Titans, and let me tell you what, we need him. I love the signing of Joseph and Sue, but let's be honest, this man Jordan Davis is a game wrecker on defense as far as the run game. He's a very large individual. He clogs up a lot of space, and we have been missing him since he's been gone. I know our run defense has not been the same, and how could it be? How can you fill that man's shoes? He's a big guy. But with that said, Howie Roseman, he went and he did his thing. He found some guys that could come in and fill in and also play with Jordan Davis. Imagine those big Sue and Jordan Davis and Fletcher, and just imagine all these guys, playing at the same time together. It could be a wrecking crew for this defense, going forward, especially going into the playoffs. It gives us that depth. I think Howie Roseman, he cherishes depth more than anybody because he's seen what that can do for your team. If we didn't have depth in 2017, we weren't going to win that Super Bowl, period. We had a great backup quarterback. We had guys that were behind that could come in and fill in, and they did just that. I think Howie Roseman is thinking like that now, and he's looking to always add players. If they're available, he's looking to add them. Big number 88, Dallas Goedert, was seen in the locker room without a sling on that right shoulder. So that is very positive news because I feel like that position, especially Dallas Goedert playing that position, has been missed. The young guys after him, Stoll and Calcaterra, they've been doing their best, but obviously they're not the same blocker. They're not the same pass catcher. And when they do catch it, they're not a force to be reckoned with like Dallas Goedert is yards after catch. So I can't wait for him to be back against the Bears week 18, and that's perfect timing because after that, we play the Cowboys on Christmas Eve, and that is a very important game. So to have him back healthy, ready to go versus Dallas in Dallas is going to be it's going to be positive for us. It's going to be good news, obviously, that he's coming back a week before that, so he kind of gets his legs under him, before the main game. Now let's talk about the NFC Player of the Week, and well-deserved, I may add, Jalen Hurts, the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, he had a crazy week. So he had 121 yards at halftime, all right, running. It's unheard of. He could have easily broke the record if he wanted to, which was set by Justin Fields a couple weeks earlier, who broke Mike Vick's record. Jalen Hurts is just stepping right in that line of great dual threat quarterbacks, and I'm so happy about it because as a Philadelphia Eagle fan, I fell in love with the team with Mike Vick, and I've always loved a mobile quarterback who can get down like Steve Young, like these quarterbacks can really run and pass. That's what you really need, in my opinion. And to see that we got one, maybe one of the best, he may go down as one of the best, maybe at the top of the list. This man runs so efficiently. I think that he can continue this longer in his career than other quarterbacks because he doesn't take too many hits. Obviously he took a couple hard hits this past week, but for the most part, Jalen Hurts likes to slide. He likes to get out of bounds, and I feel like he's going to have longevity as a dual threat. Now let's talk about the MVP race. He is the MVP in these eyes, okay? A lot of people like to say Patrick Mahomes, and they say Patrick Mahomes, he has 30 touchdowns total. 29 throwing, 1 rushing. But guess what? Jalen Hurts has 17, passing, and he has 8 rushing. So he's on pace for, 40 something, total touchdowns. And with that said, the best record, between these guys is 10-1. The Philadelphia Eagles, led by Jalen Hurts. The MVP race, in my opinion, is between 3 players. And my number 1 is Jalen Hurts. He has 25 total passing and rushing touchdowns. That's 17 passing, 8 on the ground. Compare that to a player like Patrick Mahomes, who is obviously an MVP candidate. He's in my 3. But he has 29 total touchdowns, okay? 30 total touchdowns. He has 1 rushing. But like Jalen, he doesn't throw a lot of picks, So, yeah, he may have more yards. He may have more passing touchdowns. But at the end of the day, this man has 8 interceptions. And 2 of those cost him victories. Go back and look at the tape. Against the Colts, he threw an interception to lose the game. And the other game they lost, he threw a pick late when they needed him. So he's cost them 2 times. So who would you rather have? The quarterback who's very consistent, who doesn't turn over the ball, who can get it done on the ground and in the air? Or would you rather have Patrick Mahomes, who kind of can be reckless with the ball? He's going to have gaudy numbers. He's going to have a lot of passing yards. He's going to have a lot of touchdowns. But at the end of the day, he's costing his team wins. He's cost himself 2 W's this year. So the 9-2 record that they have, you got to put those losses directly on Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion. Yeah, it's a team game, but at the end of the day, when it's money time, it's in the quarterback's hands, and he threw 2 picks, and that cost him the game. Now, the third player I have in this is Tua. Now, every game that Tua has started and finished, he has won. Okay, so in my eyes, he's an undefeated quarterback. He's playing great ball. He has a great completion percentage. He gets it done through the air when I was one of the people who said he couldn't. I was one of the doubters. I seen what he did last year, and I was like, ugh. He throws an ugly ball, but he's cleaned up a lot of things in his mechanics, and he's just gotten better. He's obviously got weapons, Tyreek Hill, Waddle. When you got players like that, how can you be trash? But at the end of the day, he has to get him the ball, and he's been throwing some strikes. If you paid attention to Dolphins football, he's been throwing some strikes. So that's going to do it for me today. I have MVP Jalen Hurts. Dallas Goedert is on his way back, week 15 versus the Bears. And then we have Jordan Davis coming back this week. And boy, do we need him going up against King Henry. And I think we're going to stop Henry, or at least keep him under 80 yards rushing. And I think that's the key to victory this week. We'll get into more of the matchup against the Titans. But that's going to do it for me today. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a like and a comment on this video. Let me know how you feel about everything that we talked about today. And I'll catch you on the next video. Bry with Eagles Real Talk signing out. Keep it real always. Peace. Go Birds.